First, though, we're talking about this morning's headlines with me, our broadcasters, Ollie Kendall and Julia Hartley-Broom. Morning, chaps.
Good morning.
It's the bank holiday weekend.
I know, so excited. Yay! I'm so demon happy.
And yet, is there much to be cheery about?
Well, it's a 4-day weekend, right? It was a 3-day weekend. So, yes, it's great.
Yes.
If you can leave the house, of course. So we've had, like, the hottest March on record, I think, pretty much. And now we've got one of the worst sort of Aprils on record. And the thing I love about this snow story, as terrible as it is for all the poor people who are clearly suffering up and down the country, particularly in the north, is that there's this thing called wet snow, which apparently all the weather forecasts are saying, oh, well, the problem, of course, is the reason all the power lines gone down. It's the wet snow.
It's as opposed to...
As opposed to what exactly? But I've got a few things here. Apparently, I've been told that 100,000 homes lost power across Scotland, Yorkshire and the North East. I think 40,000 have now got their power back.
That's miserable. That's just miserable.
It's miserable, isn't it? Temperatures plummeted to by as much as 20 degrees C in Scotland. So, I mean, things are just pretty grim. In London, as we said, we've been okay, but...
Just a bit of drizzle.
No,
the worst of the photos, the poor people trapped in a caravan. You're in a caravan holiday and they're surrounded by snow, and presumably you haven't bought all your snow boots with you. Who would be expecting it?
But we're expecting sort of all kinds of travel gridlock as well.
We are, exactly. If you can get away, all very well. The trains are going to be running slowly because there'll be lots of works on the lines, as they always do for a long bank holiday weekend. The airports, 1.5 million people went away. They're going to be coming back. Unfortunately, they're going to be facing chaos and the border checks. We've been hearing about shortages of the number of staff and
very long lines.
Yeah, but looking at 2 hours, getting that thing, you get off the plane, you have that really long walk through the airport, you finally get to, we're almost there. 2-hour wait.
Okay, the thing is, you think it's going to be non-EU citizens to be waiting, but actually it won't be, because if the queues are really bad, we'll be sitting on the planes waiting for the queues to
get better.
Yeah. And of course, around London as well, there's going to be roadblocks on the M25. Of course there are. When aren't there roadblocks on the M25? So it is one of those things you just sort of think, is it really worth leaving the house?
Just stay at home, lots of Easter eggs.
Watch the telly.
Watch the telly. Treating children like little Buddhas. We're hearing this from this big conference in Manchester.
It is, yes. The ATL, the Teachers' Union, the Association of Teachers and Lecturers, yes, and they've been talking about problems with discipline in school. And I have to say, I'm with them on this 100%. Little children, they say, arriving at school, and they're like, I'm the big I am, I'm important. They've never been asked to tidy up their room, make their bed, do anything at home, contribute anything. And basically they're treated, they're waited on hand and foot. And then they come to school, and what a surprise, they don't want to be told what to do. I'm with the teachers all the way on this. My little one's 5. My rule is, if you pay a share of the mortgage, feel free to have an opinion. No pay, no say. We have a loving, happy family life, but I'm sorry, adults are in charge in my house, not children. She makes her bed, she cleans her tea, she helps lay the table, she helps me sort the laundry. Daddy doesn't.
It sounds like she should be getting paid.
Yeah,
you have to start giving a pocket. But that's about bringing up a good. Are
you saying they should sort of? But they're not saying bring back the cane, are they? But they're saying give us something.
Well, what they're saying is, another issue is that they think that discipline has been going down since the cane was lost. I don't agree with them on bringing back the cane. Well, they're not saying bring back the cane, but I don't think we should bring back the cane. I don't think you need to use force.
Yes.
I like to use a vicious stare, Paddington-style stare.
Yes, absolutely.
On little ones, even on quite big ones.
Working on me.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I don't think you need to resort to violence. But I think we took away the cane from teachers and we didn't give them anything in return.
Now, in my day, going back many generations, obviously.
My daughter calls it the olden days.
The olden days.
We were young,
in the olden days, we had the belt when I went to school in Scotland, which is a very long, thick, real leather belt with a nice slice up the middle, so it gave you a nice
Oh my goodness, that's sadistic.
Now, and I had it once, I have to commit, I did have it once for being a bit cheeky to my favourite teacher, who was a big old softie, and she was literally sobbing as she gave me the belt, and she was very lacklustre with it, but it did the trick. I have to say.
There is a bit of a vacuum, isn't it? Like, we don't want the cane, but equally, like, so what if someone gets sent to detention or they get their mobile phone taken off them for half an hour? I mean, there's got to be a middle ground somewhere.
But we took all that away from teachers. It went from, you can't have the cane, you can't do anything other than exclude them. And you need to give all those other... I mean, do you remember getting the whole class into detention? If someone was naughty or someone...
yes, you're all going to stay behind.
The whole class had to stay behind. That's a great punishment, that is.
I love this.
It's evil,
but
it works.
Very quickly,
you do, yeah.
I love this story. Look at this cat. This looks like a lovely, cute, adorable cat, but it's terrorising the postman.
I mean, if you think that child discipline is bad, cat discipline is a million times worse. Apparently, I'm not sure, to be honest, I'm not sure how much I believe this story, but a cat has been terrorising. That's the word it uses, terrorising postmen. And this, I forget the cat's name now. I think it's got a very innocuous sort of, is it Snowdrop or Fluffy or something? Anyway, three postmen now refuse to deliver.
Snowball,
yeah.
Appropriately.
Yeah, of course.
Because the cat's literally attacking the hand.
Their finger, so they've had cuts and bruises.
Well,
and
fair enough.
Health and safety, isn't it? It's health and safety. We're going to get.
To be fair, I wouldn't want someone scratching me at work.
I mean, you could put the male halfway.
Move on to Keira Knightley, who's confessed that in her personal life, when she's on sort of the beach with her friends, she's embarrassed by her body, and they're all there in their bikinis,
yes.
and she's there in her jeans and a sweater.
Well, I think this is rather nice. It's a bit of an antidote to the Samantha Briggs story, the I'm So Beautiful story, because here's a very obviously beautiful, successful, glamorous Hollywood actress, and she's genuinely saying, I'm insecure about myself, and she said that she's got bad skin, and she obviously doesn't think her body's that great. And I think it's rather reassuring that she's saying that.
Keira and I couldn't have had more opposite bodies, but I like the fact that we share the same anxiety. What I love is that every woman, even like top models and top actresses like her, feel anxious about showing all on the beach, and yet you get these blokes who just walk with the hairy back, the gut out, walking along like that,
socks and sandals.
Look at me. It's just extraordinary how much women put themselves down. All the thing about women is that we tend to always look at, I say unlike Samantha Briggs, we tend to just look at the bad parts of our body. We only
focus
see
on that,
the bad things that we don't like. As men, I think, look and going, that's a good-looking woman.
Well, we'll be talking about confidence, surprisingly enough, later on in the show. Thank you very much, guys. Tell us if you're like